We that?
I don't know.
Did you invite someone over here?
I don't think so. Who would I have invited?
I don't know, while you were in town last week or something, like one of your little friends.
I don't have any little friends. What little friends? And
Oh.
why would they be little? I'm an adult woman, you know.
I'm sorry, I forgot. You're the adult woman who does adult things like sitting around and doing nothing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, you all ought to be so embarrassed mooching off of me when I only work around here.
Oh, come on. It's not as though you're much better. You never leave the house. At least I go places sometimes.
I send you to get the groceries because somebody has to watch the cottage and I don't trust you to do it the right way.
The right way? Your way is insane. Just sitting on the porch and waiting for someone to come up and say, "Good afternoon, ma'am. I've come to plunder your property." You know, someone could just as easily come from the back. It's not like we live against a wall or something.
Oh my God, Florence!
Anybody could just jump the fence and say, "Go open."
Oh.
Good afternoon. You might be a tad alarmed to see two orphans at your door. Two orphans you're completely sure you haven't seen before. Orphans! Please don't interrupt us. Your talking will disrupt us. We've just jumped off the train above a strange terrain, and we'd love to come inside and warm our feet and get a bite to eat. And maybe if you have a bed to spare, we could rest our aching, tired legs in there. Just for the night, I need a hug to hang my hat. What would you say to that? What would you say to that? What would you say to that?
Not happening. No. I'm so sorry. We have no room.
I cannot believe this story, and I'm shaken to my core. Your plea is one we can't ignore. Of course, your legs are sore. I jumped so far ashore to hurt, so I implore you must come in and rest without neglect. Florence, I firmly don't object to your plea.
I am objecting to your plea.
Did you ask me, or do you want it on your conscience when they both fall? What would you say to that?
What would I say to that? What would you say to that? Florence, I don't appreciate the way you gave the okay without considering my thoughts on this at all. You act as though you live here all alone, while I slip away all day for our house in disarray.
So you would just have us turn these girls to the wilderness because our house is a little bit dirty?
As the girls stood in the kitchen and the sisters were fighting, smoke began rising from a pot on the stove, a fire brewing sure to burn up everything in sight. A little dirty, it's filthy. I'm doing them a favor.
A favor? Yeah, right. Talking about that favor again. We can find their corpses 3 weeks from now while you're cleaning up the moor in the field.
My word, Florence, you have to be that all of the time. Don't interrupt her. Oh no! See, this is what I was afraid of. When there's children, there's distractions. And when there's distractions, there's just chaos.
Don't try to pin this on me, okay? If we could have let them stay right away, like I wanted, I wouldn't have been away from the stove for so long and we'd never be in this mess.
What is this, an oil fire? So oil fires can't be put out with water, it'll make it worse. She's right. Where is your baking soda? The two girls come to the rescue, drowning the fire with baking soda until it sputters and dies. If you have a fire too, you need to put out. Tell them having several little girls about. We won't be more demanding than a dog or cat. What would you say to that? What would I say to that? What would you say to that?
Fine. You can stay for one night.
What would you say to that? They exchanged introductions and learned that the older sisters were named Florence and Ramona Pocket, and the younger sisters were named Summer and Constance.
So how on earth did you girls know how to put out an oil fire?
Two or three short months ago, we lived with a man with quite a life. He fought fires for a living. He fought fires
and I'm sure we won't.
You two lead such interesting lives. I can't believe it.
I can't believe it either.
Yep, it sure is interesting.
Where exactly would you girls say that you're from?
Well, we're from Alabama.
And Alaska.
And Arizona.
And Arkansas.
And California.
Okay,
and
that is enough.
No, keep going.
I said that's enough, Florence.
I just want to know.
They're just listing off places in alphabetical order.
We've lived everywhere there is to live.
Including the White House.
And we've been to all 7 continents.
Including Antarctica.
We've seen all the wonders of the world.
Including your house. Woo-wee. This place is a mess.
Okay, why don't I take you girls to your room for the night?
Okie dokie dokie.
So Florence, let's just anyone to our precious cottage on the prairie. Cows in the cracks and the aching backs to tend. 1,000 things, all spreading wings and choosing to ascend, where I can't reach them with my fingers anymore. So kids live independent lives while women have to look out and be wary. Child knows trains and fire and mire and smiles. But sisters travel years on end, know each other for miles, till they show up at some shredding women's door. When I took over the farm I loved, I wouldn't give a second thought to doing things I'm not allowed, being someone I love. Don't want to change the world, I don't want the world to change me. Oh, why can't things just stay the way they always used to be? So now we suffer for instead of 2, just like we used to. And Florence will mother and smother, oh brother, what's next? Will the mountains collapse? Will the world end? Perhaps. Oh, I am vexed. I guess we never stood a chance. There was always bound to be some girl shown up from out of the blue. And rope us in with grins and twirls. Who would leave me missing you? Don't want to change the world, and I don't want the world to change me. Oh, why can't things just stay the way they always used to be? Why can't things just stay the way they always used to be? Make things stay the way they always used to be.
Make us dinner tonight. Isn't that so sweet?
They can't make us dinner. Are you joking? Who knows what they're capable of? They could poison us or something. Arsenic, polonium, poison hemlock.
They won't poison us, silly. They're sweet. Besides, what would be the point of poisoning us anyway? You need to relax.
I am going to check on the cows. Watch them.
It's gonna be fine.
Watch them.
You're so suspicious all the time. They're just kids.
Do you have any beef bouillon cubes? Or chicken stock?
No.
Darn.
That's okay. We can just make that tilapia recipe that Riley taught us.
Who's Riley?
Last April, May, or June, we stayed with Riley and Suzanne. They both were very gifted behind a stove and tan. They lived their lives in hiding with a secret to disclose. They ghost wrote joy of cooking and no one in the world knows. They were a strange, strange family.
husband's death or what have you.
Wow.
Oh, Constance, maybe there's something we can cook with in here.
Nothing.
Okay, well, what about in here?
Nope.
Okay, well, what about in here?
Mm-mm.
Okay, well, how about
What do you think you're doing?
I was just curious what's in there.
Florence? I thought I told you to watch them. Look what she's doing.
She's just a child. She didn't know.
No. Clearly, we need to establish some ground.
Rules. It's one night. They'll be fine.
First things first, I make the rules.
We make the rules.
Any choice you make, any cake you bake, it better come from me. Disrespect in retrospect, it still is unaccepted. Dishonesty from you to me will soon be intercepted. Point number 2, don't make a mess.
Point number 2, don't make a mess.
Categorically,
rhetorically, literally,
you're just a guest, you come to rest, and more or less you nest here. So do your part, you both seem smart. I'm sure you'll do your best here. The third's the last, and then that's it.
The third's the last, and then that's it.
Step into that room and face your doom. Children never ever just assume it's public space. It's not okay. So leave it be, just trust me. You're better off outside that law. So promise me, promise me you'll leave it be.
We promise honestly.
This house has no room for fools. You better follow the ground. I'm making dinner. Don't touch the kitchen unless I tell you to.
What?
Just sit quietly until it's finished.
Sit quietly. She doesn't notice very long. There were once 2 girls who were sisters and best friends. They were wandering in the middle of nowhere until they came to a cottage on the prairie where 2 other women lived. They were sisters too. They told the little girls they could stay for the night. That night, the older sister was making them dinner. The younger sister had stormed off because she was mad because they didn't agree about what to do with the 2 little girls, and you know, it's complicated. We'll unpack that later. Anyway, the little girls were playing quietly on the ground, just like the older sister had asked. But then the older sister said,
Will you be quiet? I can't stand all that jabbering on about fiction and nonsense.
So the little girls, taking her very seriously, shrugged and ignored her. As they kept playing, it got darker outside, and the girls felt cozy by the fire. The food the oldest sister was making smelled really good. But the rest of the house did not.
Hey!
Everything was looking like it might turn around. Even the younger sister came back in. But suddenly, there was a loud knocking at the door. Something bad was going to happen.
Summer? No? What are you doing?
Yes, indeed. Something bad was about to happen. All right, something really bad.
Stop it!
More knocking. Somebody had better answer the door. Who would be brave enough to do it?
Are you gonna get that?
I'm kind of busy right now.
I will do it.
Whatever you do, don't let him take us, please.
Don't let who take you, Constance?
Aha! I finally found.
Oh no! Scary social worker!
That's right! It is I, Scary Social Worker.
Scary social worker?
Well, I'm the Scary Social Worker. I take little children and I scoop them away. Never thought I'd see the day that I track you down, but it looks like that day is today. You've been on the run too long, little ones. You've been running far too far. But now I'm here, I can finally tell you just how doomed you are. Oh no, where can you go? The social worker's here. His favorite food is gravel and his favorite smell is fear. And there's no rhyme or reason for why he should appear. You better run, though. Look out below, the social worker's here.
Please don't take us!
Oh, but I'm here in this dilapidated shack with floors that splinter and walls that crack, and two old maids who wouldn't give squat to the wandering ways that the world forgot. Well, your time is up and it is time to go. I don't want any bucks. I don't want any no. I'm gonna take you to a jailhouse where the food is always stale, where the rats will be your roommates and your neighbors fresh from jail. And you'll say, oh no, where can you go? The social worker's here. His fists are made of iron and his mustache reeks of beer. Now why is he so evil? The reason isn't clear. You better go to school. The social worker's here.
Scary social worker, I beg you from my heart. We've only just arrived here, and we long for a new start. Dear Florence and Ramona have offered to adopt us. Now wouldn't it be silly if a social worker stopped us? That we have a stable home, we have a happy family. We've hungered for this chance, we've thirsted very. Can't believe. So scary, scary social worker, what do you say? Will you let us
No. You think you can convince me to leave you both alone with two unresearched women in a house that's overgrown? Well, child, you are mistaken. Your residence is through. I'm leaving this decrepit haven and I'm taking you. This farm is a disaster. The cottage is a mess. It's against my code. Leave you in this heap of world stress. It simply isn't ethical.
Unless we fix it up, we make it clean, we make it livable again. We patch the holes and fill the cracks and dump the junk and weed the glen. What are you doing?
Very well. If you can really fix this house completely crumbling with decay, then I suppose the girls can stay. But if not, I am taking them away. And you'll say, oh no, where can we go? The social worker's here. He hasn't missed his mark, not for the whole of his career. The scary social worker, he's always somewhere near. You better go, look out below. The social worker's here. I'll be back when you least expect it.
I can't believe you just lied to a social worker.
So?
And you let them?
It's what mother and father would have done.
Was anything you told us the truth?
Oh yes, all of it.
I don't know what to make of all of this.
Neither do I.
What do you mean, neither do I? You just offered to adopt them?
We don't actually have to adopt them, right, girls?
Oh no, we only said that stuff so he'd get off our backs.
See, it's fine.
Well, so what now? They have to stay here until he comes back and decides that it's clean enough for them to stay?
Yes, exactly.
All right. Well, in that case, we better get to work.
Summer, Constance, and the Pocket Sisters decided to tidy up a little. With awkwardness galore, the four had a decent meal together, and then went to bed at the late hour of 6. The next day, each pair took to repairing a different part of the cottage.
You know, if you cover one of your eyes, you can move things around. Weird. Isn't that weird? Uh-huh.
There's definitely something wrong with these floorboards. There's definitely some foundational damage somewhere.
I just feel awful.
Well, did you take the medicine Ramona gave you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
I don't know what is wrong.
Well, I guess you're sick. laying down like that.
I don't feel good.
I'm trying to hammer here. Do you want to get sent off with a scary social worker or what?
I thought we said we were gonna stay here until we didn't feel like it anymore.
Yeah, so?
Well, I don't feel like it anymore.
Well, we can't leave now, at least not if you're sick. Don't you remember what happened with Cecily last February?
Oh, yeah. Cecily.
Cecily the super taster.
She could taste every single flavor there ever was, 1,000 times over.
And then she got sick, remember? And she left the lab too soon.
Yeah, I know, and then her taste buds fell off. But are we really sure that's what happened? I don't know if taste buds can separate like that.
All I know is her tongue was pink when she went to sleep, and then when she woke up the next morning, it was white and she couldn't taste anything at all.
Huh. Can you just take a break for a second?
Fine.
Summer, don't do it. Summer, don't.
Fine. The two orphan sisters were earning their keep at the cottage on the prairie, fixing the building that was uninhabitable. The little sister was hammering away on the ground, fixing the floorboards like her old friend Roger, who used to work in construction before he lost his mind. All seemed calm, but something was coming. Something sinister, something nail-biting, something nerve-wracking, something sickening.
Why can't you ever predict anything nice?
Because
Summer?
Summer's sister Constance was sick. Oh yes, she was sick all right, and she was getting sicker all the time. She was gonna get sicker and sicker and sicker and sicker
What is
until...
going on in here? Why aren't you fixing the floorboards?
Because they're already done.
Oh, because they're... Oh. Yes, they are. Well, wonderful.
Very nicely done, girls.
Thank you.
Did you finish working outside? Well, we tried, but we had a problem with the tilling.
Yeah, the problem is that your wrists got tired.
I'm not exactly a spring chicken anymore, Florence.
I'll say a spring chicken would never refer to themselves as a spring chicken.
All right. Anyway, we're gonna have to pick up on that again tomorrow since we're the only ones who know how to do the tilling. Oh, let me guess. You've lived with a family who were competitive tillers or something.
Just a couple weeks ago, we met an easygoing family. They'd left a giant plot, they left behind a couple acres by the sea. They left so they could travel, they left so they could be a bunch of tilling experts, and they tilled competitively. They were a strange, strange family, some weirdos scrolling through, and they taught us a thing or two.
All right. Well, the tools are in the box by the back door, and don't dilly-dally. And girls, when you're finished, don't start playing around, okay? Just come back inside.
After a long day of making very little progress in the cottage, evening fell, and Summer wandered into the kitchen for a glass of water. It's a night in the cottage on the prairie. The nights in the cottage can be scary. But I am brave. Summer is brave. Summer, behave. incident, Constance was sicker, just as Summer had predicted, and Ramona was laying down the law. There was now little joy to be found.
Girls!
Yes, Ramona?
Here's your list for today. You better not be crying, are you really? Why are you still sick? Cough into your elbow. Second rule. All right. You are to unclog the sink, examine the pipes, repair the pipes, test the pipes, replace the hinges on the cabinets, sand the doors, scrub the windows, stitch the curtain.
In the pocket of the prairie live the pocket girls.
Hang the curtains,
The pocket girls.
strip the wallpaper, patch holes in the sofa,
Ramona!
rake the flower garden, weed around the porch, and trim the hedges.
Ramona, Ramona, Ramona! If it wasn't for the thread, we'd be long gone. But the social worker keeps us for a fee. Knows when he'll return. It's not worth the risk to learn. But we can't say it's much better working free. Currently, I should bring you like a twig in her hand. Understand we only assist her 'cause her sister caught her just before she shoved us out the door. Never got to see the contents of her head. No, I only heard the legend a second hand. But she guards it like a true angel and rose. A connection that I've never understood. Don't look her in the eye, she'll treat you like a python on her land. Understand we're only even here because we're on the run. On the run, somebody finish what's begun. Oh, sister, my sister. Don't look her in the eye, she'll see you as the distillery stand. Understand we only stand by because her secret's on the line. She's blind, denying we can keep it, it's a sign. Don't look her in the eye, she'll lead you to the rocks, to the sand. Understand we only remain because we're trapped and on the run. On the run, somebody finish what's begun. Oh, sister, my sister, when did you start to cross the line? Oh, sister, my sister, when did my life stop being mine? Gave you all our love and still you wanted more. I trusted you with all that I did. Now it's even harder than ever was before. Dark clouds are Oh, sister, my sister, when did the fantasy die? Oh, sister, my sister, when did my life stop being mine? Seen this road 1,000 different times before. Never like the end, one bit I swear. Turning back is harder than it was before. And I don't know if I dare. My sister, my sister, my sister, my sister, my sister, my sister, my sister. Oh, sister, my sister.
I can't believe we have to do all this work.
We need to do it anyway. The place is falling apart.
We're scrubbing away the essence
Who
of
knows
the
how
cottage.
much longer it would
We're
have
scrubbing
lasted.
away the essence of the cottage. I'm telling you, it's tragic. Shh, quit shushing me. It is. And that's another thing. So what if I want to yell? What are we, a hospital now? Why is she sleeping out here? I gave her work to do, and she's not doing it. You told me that if they stayed here, they'd be working 24/7. And Constance is asleep.
Ramona.
I'm serious. I am not getting involved. Stop right there. Summer, what's wrong? You look like you're hurt.
I'm fine. Bye.
Come over here, let us have a look. Summer! Oh, my word.
How did this happen? It's nothing. It's just a little scratch.
A little scratch on my foot.
How did this happen? I was just working on the roof and I slipped a little.
On the roof. We told you not to go up there.
I noticed there was a couple of missing shingles, and then when I got up there, it was all green and weird. And
Oh, honey, the social worker isn't going to look at the back of the cottage.
oh, the social worker's gonna look at
The
everything.
social worker's not going to
The social
Never
worker's
mind
gonna
about
look
the
at
social
everything.
worker.
So you were up on the roof.
Yeah. And it was green and weird and slimy up there, and I dropped one of the shingles just out of reach, and I went to reach for it, and I tried to hold on, but my hand slipped, and I fell, and there was a staple sticking out.
That's enough. What were you thinking? You know what? No. I do not want to know.
Well, no worries. We'll just have to wrap it up. Sit down.
I know you really think it'll be fine.
Let us help you.
Let them help you, Summer. Constance, you're awake.
Barely. I told you, the social worker's not even gonna look up there anyway.
Well, I fixed it on my way down, so it doesn't even matter now.
Can I see your light, please? Oh, I'm sure it stings, doesn't it? Ramona, why don't you hold her hand?
Whiny.
Well, my hands are sort of full here, and Constance's.
All right. Just let me make some room over here.
There we go. That's good. Very nice. Oh, and wait a minute. What was that song Mother used to sing to us when we were getting patched up, Ramona?
I don't know. You were always the one getting patched up. I never got into any trouble.
Well, that is not true. She used to prank our father by climbing over the chicken wire and taking all the eggs before he could get to them in the morning.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. And you came in for breakfast with scrapes all over your elbows and pockets full of broken eggs.
I don't remember that at all.
Well, I remember because I got the hand-me-downs and the pockets were always bright yellow from the egg yolk stains. Oh, it was so funny. Mother would laugh and laugh when she patched up her boy's elbows. And she would sing this song. And maybe I can remember. Prairie child, when so long
Ramona, where are you going?
Upstairs.
Oh. She just needs to be by herself, I think. She'll be right as rain soon enough.
Oh, that's a really pretty song.
Isn't it?
Really pretty.
Oh, how are you now, Constance?
Eh?
Huh. Where did that scar come from?
What?
That scar right there.
Oh, I don't know, nothing important. Maybe while we were out skating with the bounty hunters.
Do you have any other scars like that?
I don't know.
She does. We both do.
Okay. Thank you for telling me.
Can we go outside and play now?
Well, that depends. Constance, are you feeling better?
Better enough to go outside.
Well, then, yes, you may.
Yes!
But just keep quiet, maybe, girls.
Yes.
And girls, if either of you gets hurt like that again, just tell us, please, so we can fix it. That's all. Have
Constance, will you stop singing that song? You're distracting me.
I like it. I think it's pretty.
But I'm busy right now.
Busy with what?
Can't you tell? I'm trying to save a bunch of children from a building that's strapped with explosives.
Hey, Summer.
What?
Do you ever wish that maybe we could, I don't know, just stay with one family? You know, like, have a home.
I don't know.
If I had to, really had to, I don't know if I'd mind so much. Home-cooked meals every day, putting the plates away, not too
Oh,
bad.
come on, Constance. That's such a simplified way of explaining it.
Yeah, I know, but
When you live somewhere forever, you have certain responsibilities. You can't leave when things get difficult like we can.
I might like to, really like to, have a problem I solve for once. Make good then make up, not staging a breakup when things get bad. Can you see it? Sitting by the fire, all cozy and warm. Can you see it? Having socks on your feet every time it starts to storm. Well, gee, I really wanna have a place of my own. Let's stay right here and wait till we're both grown. Constance, somebody's singing you a lullaby for when you scrape your shin. Somebody holding your hand when you need extra care. Somebody who knows you well, how you are and how you've always been. Somebody who is a home, who'll always be there. Yes, I'd love to, really love to, settle down in a prairie town. Clouds and big sky with just them, you and I, Summer, you and I.
Wait, well, wouldn't it be them, you, and me?
Oh, Summer.
Okay, the girls decided they would stay in the cottage on the prairie if the sisters would have them. Because, you know, Ramona's not too fond of them right now, and actually, up until now, the only reason they were staying with the Pocket Sisters is because if they left, the scary social worker would find them and take them somewhere even worse.
Yeah, but Ramona's warming up to us. I can tell.
So they decided to stay, tentatively.
There's toy pianos and marbles and books, the top spinning round and the jack in the box. Just a few other treasures, a few handmade pleasures. She keeps Wonder Girl in the box. Just her toys in the attic. Why are you up here?
I need to talk to you.
I'll be down in a minute.
It's important.
This is important.
Ramona.
I'm gonna be down in a minute.
All right, why don't I just stay up here with you until you're ready?
Fine. I'm down now. What? I'm coming down. I said I'm coming down.
Right, now you're coming down.
So, what?
Why don't you want me up there with you?
It's private?
I'm your sister.
Yes, and sisters can have private things.
You don't trust me. Why don't you trust me?
What do you mean I don't trust you? Of course
If
I
you
trust
trusted me, you'd let me go up there with you. This is my house, too.
Florence, I just...
And actually, that's what I wanted to talk to you about.
Oh?
I don't think Summer and Constance have had quite the fun childhood we thought they did.
Oh, really?
Yes, really.
Come on, Florence. I've been saying that this whole
You
time.
have not.
Yes, I have.
Okay, well, you didn't see the scar I saw on Summer's foot, okay? She should have gotten stitches probably months ago. She can't deal with that scrape that she got on her own. I mean, what was she planning to do? Just fix it herself? Just leave it and hope it heals? And Constance, that cold or that flu, they can't deal with that on their own.
I'm sure she has some kind
Ramona,
of...
Summer, and Constance are alone in the world. They're children. They need something.
So, we were alone once. We've been there and we
we
survived.
need to
So
adopt them, Ramona.
adopt them.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
I told you no.
But why?
They've been wreaking havoc ever since they got
That
here.
is not true. That is actually not true. They've helped far more than they've hurt. The cottage is in the best shape it's been in years.
completely disrupted our system.
Our system? What system? We don't have a system.
Yes, we do. There's an order and they're ruining it. It's all wrong now. It's all backwards and weird.
Okay, but we need to put ourselves in their shoes, okay? They need a home. Sure, they're happy traipsing around with carnival barkers and bank robbers and fishmongers, but they have no one to call home. They have no family. This is the closest thing they've had to a home maybe ever.
And we were certainly very generous to lend it to them until the social worker shows up.
You would have us just rip the only home they've ever had out from under them.
In my opinion, a week was plenty and a day was too long.
I can't believe you.
You are asking too much of me. I already gave you what you wanted by letting them stay here in the first place. I never asked for this. I never wanted them here. And now you're trying to guilt me into keeping them forever? Well, that's not going to happen. I'm putting my foot down. This is my house.
I think it's time to get out of here.
Yeah. Let's go into the barn until this all blows over.
For the love that you gave. You're just the world's best mother. Turn mother, you cover, you smother, but you spent 20 years trying to exist as her, and I needed you to be my sister. I thought you were worried.
I think it was my fault. Mother and Father, I think it was my fault.
What? How?
The night that they died, the night before I was supposed to go to boarding school, they asked me if I wanted to sleep in their room with them. One more time. And I said no. I slept in my room on the other side of the house. And they died. And if I had been there, I could have done something.
What would you have done?
Something. Anything. Brought them to a doctor, brought a doctor here.
The closest doctor is 60 miles away. You remember?
But the point is, I could have done something. And I didn't, and now they're gone.
I know.
And it was scary. And I knew I had no idea what I was doing, but I tried. I wasn't going to leave you alone in the world, Florence. I would never abandon you like that.
I'm not trying to abandon you.
I gave up my childhood for you. I gave up my life for you. You think that you were the one who stayed. I was the one who stayed. And I tried so hard to make this cottage livable, to teach you. I tried farming, and I just wanted to keep it how it was when Mother and Father were alive, but I didn't know how to do that. Do you know what it feels like to be 22 years old and teaching your little sister how to grow pumpkins instead of, I don't know, starting your own family?
I didn't ask you to do
You
that.
didn't have to. It wasn't a choice. It wasn't an option. It was something I had to do. You're my sister.
What do you want me to do? Apologize?
I just thought maybe you'd be a little more grateful for the sacrifices that I've made
Well,
for you.
thank you. Thank you, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You were too much of a coward to leave once I grew up.
In slow motion, the attic caved in. All of Ramona's toys came tumbling down. Dolls, dresses, blocks, stuffed animals, rocking horses, instruments, trinkets, interwoven with debris and plaster. A blizzard of childhood descending on the four girls.
Whoa. Were you planning to open a shop?
Huh.
What's that? Mold. On the ceiling.
Mold, Constance, your allergies.
Is this? Mrs. Gary?
I thought she was gone forever.
Gave her some new eyes and I restuffed her. You did.
things up around here, not make them worse.
We did, but the ceiling.
Oh. And what are boys doing everywhere? This is not looking good for you, I must say. The floor is covered in nonsense. There are safety violations everywhere, and the ceiling... Where is the ceiling? No, this will not do at all.
We're doing construction.
Construction.
Yes. We're building a store.
We're building a store.
We're building in Boulder and
has to do with anything.
Don't you see? We're starting a new life. We're paving our own way.
We're starting over.
This is weird.
And for the first time in his life, the scary social worker began to doubt his profession.
I am beginning to doubt my profession.
He wondered if he should pursue something else.
I wonder if I should pursue something else.
He wondered if he should leave these people alone.
Oh, I wonder if I should leave these people.
So he did.
Oh, I'm going to school to become a chiropractor. Yeehaw!
And the women in the cottage were left alone to build their toy store and their new lives together.